Welcome back, America. We're here with our friend Stephen Miller, who is the founder of American First Legal, great organization of which my wife is involved. We're more transparent, you see, than Kamala Harris over here. Anyway, Stephen Miller, here we have Fox. Liberal media claims Kamala Harris was never border czar, contradicting their own reporting. Other news organizations that said she was, Time Magazine, USA Today, the New York Times, the New York Daily News, Newsweek, Politico, Axios. Now they say she wasn't. And we have Right Scoop. Garbage media gets egg on their faces when they try to burn the right over calling Kamala border czar. New York Post media suddenly changes its tune on calling Kamala Harris the border czar, despite giving her the title. I think we should call her Kamala Harris the border czar whenever we're speaking. She was the border czar. It's a disaster. Isn't that her problem?
Yes. Czar Harris is her title. It was her sole responsibility as vice president. In other words, the only actual public duty she was assigned as vice president, I'm not talking about campaign work, was border czar. We all saw the precedent where Joe Biden, wearing a mask, sitting around that table, put her in charge of the border. We all remember that they sent Kamala Harris abroad to meet with foreign leaders, ostensibly on paper to try to stem the flow of illegal immigration, but of course now we know it was to accelerate and expand the flow of illegal immigration. Article after article after article correctly described in real time that the most important domestic policy portfolio had been handed from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris. And now they're saying, well, she was only meant to address the root causes. The root cause is the crisis. That's not even a defense. The root cause is the magnet of catch and release that occurred when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris terminated every Trump border security policy. So every time she blathered on for months and months and months, if you can remember this, about the root causes of illegal immigration, that was the Biden-Harris policy of resettlement when they terminated all of the Trump repatriation and removal policies. There's no citizen in this republic who bears more personal, individual responsibility for the border invasion that has taken place these last nearly 4 years than Vice President Harris.
And Vice President Harris likes to talk up the fact, or her supporters do, or media do, her race and the fact that she's a woman. Okay, let's embrace that. I agree. She's black and she's a woman. Tell me, how many black and brown women on the border have been sold into slavery, have been sold into sex slavery, have been raped, have been otherwise brutalized on the border, despite the fact that she was the border czar and despite the fact that she was vice president of the United States and never said a damn thing about it? How many? Do we know? Are they even keeping numbers?
This is the civil rights issue in the world today. The mass trafficking of women and children from all over the globe. As you point out, of course, they're going to be predominantly individuals who are going to be black and brown, who are being trafficked across the southern border. This is heartbreaking. This is soul-crushing. And again, she is the individual who is responsible for this human smuggling and human trafficking catastrophe. And then, of course, on the receiving end, what communities are bearing the brunt of the border invasion? It's, of course, the whole country, the whole working class, the whole middle class. But disproportionately, we know from years and years of data on the impacts of illegal immigration, disproportionately, the burden is falling on Latino American communities and black communities. This is firmly established in the data about the social, economic, public service impacts of large, unskilled, vast illegal migration. So in every sense, she is sabotaging the interests of American citizens in general and black and Latino citizens in particular.
She claims to be concerned about people. She talks about Gaza and so forth. Why doesn't she talk about the United States? Under her watch as border czar, or at least vice president, more than 85,000 young people have gone missing in this country. Where are they? Don't we have a right to ask Kamala Harris, what have you done about it? Where are those children?
Remember, Mark, the precipitating event, going back to your first question, for her appointment as border czar was the unprecedented flood of what's known as unaccompanied alien children, UAC, at the southern border, which basically means illegal aliens who are 17 and younger who are ostensibly traveling alone. When the Biden administration came in and they began to immediately lift all of the Trump border policies, the cartels, in turn, began pushing the most lucrative, financially lucrative form of illegal immigration, which is child smuggling and child trafficking. So again, as you remember, those numbers exploded. The shelters were overwhelmed. What did the Biden administration do under border czar Harris? Instead of repatriating those minors through a safe and orderly process back to their home countries and families, they instead pushed them as rapidly as possible into the arms of the smuggling networks in the United States who paid to bring them here. That's how 85,000 minors went missing. Now, that number, by the way, is only a fraction of the number that actually went missing. That's the number that HHS has conceded to. The real number is vastly higher. And again, border czar Harris is responsible for every one of those missing children.
We'll be right back.